Hello friends, how are you today? Today we're leaving things really up to chance. We're leaving it up to the leprechauns, to the four-leaf clovers, to the skip the line services of Libby. If you guys do not know, Libby is a library app where you can hook up your library cards to it and access audiobooks and digital books like Kindle books, e-readers, that sort of thing. And they have this super fun feature that is called Skip the, I don't know if you can see it's right there, Skip the Line. It has a little four-leaf clover next to it, and from my research, which was very minimal, so correct me if I am wrong, because I'm probably wrong. Sounds about right, honestly, for me to be wrong. But basically, they have this feature called Skip the Line. And from what I found, essentially the Skip the Line is like you hook up all of your library cards, and when you search a book, like for example, what's a random book that people know? Say I put in Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I could click audiobook, and then I could click here to see like all of my libraries and what's available. I currently have 6 library cards on here, and basically it'll show you what's available. But from the internet, the Skip the Line service is basically Libby itself has its own selection of titles, and in those titles they are able to rent them out. So those are Skip the Line, so they're like not from your library, but they're from Libby. I don't really know. But in today's video, we are going to hit up that Skip the Line button. We are going to click on it, and we are going to we're going to just read books that are from the Skip the Line situation. The thing with Skip the Line is you only have 7 days to read them because they're like this super exclusive copy. So I am not going to pick one right now because I do have quite a bit of audiobooks to listen to that like I want to get done that I don't really have time. I don't want to like get something super good and then not be able to read it because the Skip the Line expires. So whenever I'm in need of something next, we will hit up the Skip the Line service and we will pick a book from there. Does that make sense? But I got ready today and I look cute, so I wanted to film this intro. But we are letting Libby pick our reads for today's video, which is very different, very fun, and I'm very excited. Let's jump in. Okay guys, I'm almost done with the book that I'm listening to, and I figured it would be a good time maybe to check out the Skip the Line. And we're gonna switch to just audiobooks because that's what I've been in the mood for. And I already see one that's kind of speaking to me. Battle of the Bookstores sounds really cute. Or some sort of political book. One Man's War by John Scalzi. I don't know what that's about. Some other nonfiction book. Another nonfiction book. Another nonfiction book. And the second Harry Potter. So I think we're going to borrow Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady, because that sounds really cute. So we're going to get a cute little Skip the Line copy. And we will listen to that after I finish this book that I'm listening to for a different video. Okay guys, we're about 60% of the way through Battle of the Bookstore, and it is so cute. So basically we have our two main characters, Josie, who runs a like literary fiction type of bookstore where they sell very like, not like pretentious, but I guess that's like the best word, but like it's a predominantly literary fiction bookstore, very curated. And then we have our main male character, Ryan, who runs a romance only bookstore, and their two bookstores are on the same street and they're separated by a coffee shop. Basically the man who's like the landlord of all the buildings thinks that there's no use for two bookshops next door to each other, basically. So he has these big plans to knock down the walls and make it a bookstore coffee shop combo. And basically Josie and Ryan have this like set amount of time to battle it out to see who, like, whose profit margins are better, and whoever that is gets to be the manager of the big bookstore and the other person gets fired. So they're in this like competition with each other, trying to have the best bookstore, and it's very like rivals to lovers energy. On top of that, we have Josie and Ryan. They both like are on a couple of different online forums for booksellers, and lo and behold, they don't know that they have been talking to each other online, but just with their usernames, because in these bookseller groups, nobody uses their real name to avoid being like attacked by authors and publishers. If you like, because people, they all like share their reviews on books and be like, oh, make sure you get a ton of this book, it's amazing, da 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 da. And so nobody uses their names, and so Ryan is now at this point starting to put together the pieces, and he has figured out that the girl he's talking to online is Josie, but Josie doesn't really know. And they've done like the whole, there's been like a one bed situation. They've not had sex, they've only kissed, they've made out on the beach and rubbed bodies basically. And she like went with him to like a wedding for his family because everybody in his family wants him to be like in a relationship, but he's starting to like have feelings for her and vice versa. But she's like, we need to keep this professional, like we need to do this. And so now they have this plan that they're developing where they're gonna work together to prove to Xander, I think that's his name, like the landlord guy, that it would be best if they both like kept their job and that this big bookstore had two managers. So that's what's going on, and I'm really liking it. It's gonna be a 4, I can already tell. Unless the third act breakup is something wild, it'll be a 4. But I'm having a great time so far, so that's where I'm at. I'm having a great time. I have a really bad hang now, and work's going okay. And yeah, how much time do we have left in our audio? We have 3 hours and 41 minutes, so at 3 times speed, we're looking at a cute little, like, little over an hour. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, we're gonna continue on with the Battle of the Bookstore, baby. Okay guys, we finished Battle of the Bookstores, and I did indeed give it 4 stars. It was super cute. I just loved everything about it. Like, the ending was super cute and super fun. And yeah, it just didn't give me the 5-star feelings, but it is a super fun rivals to lovers book about books. Honestly, fantastic. I don't know what I'm going to read next to this video because I have some other things I need to get through, but whenever I'm looking for something, we will hit up the Skip the Line together. Okay guys, we are later on in the same day, but I've already finished one audiobook and I'm starting another one, so I have like a couple audiobooks on deck, but only one of them is for a video, so I figured let us pick our next book from Skip the Line. Okay, there's 4 available. There's this romance called Not Safe for Work, which I know Andrea, one of my bestie pals, really liked. There's the second book in Molly the Maid. Hate that. I hated that book, so we're not doing that. There is a nonfiction about setting boundaries. I'm very good at boundaries, so I don't think I need that. And then we have book 5 in the Murderbot series. So we're definitely going to be going with Not Safe for Work, because the other options are very much so not the vibe. So yeah, that'll be what is up next for this video. Okay guys, we're about 25% into Not Safe for Work, and I forget our main character's name. I keep wanting to just call her Nisha, but that's the author, not the character. Let me look it up, because I don't remember the guy, I don't remember the girl, I don't remember anybody's names. Her name is Trishara, but she goes by Triss, and the guy's name is Rafe. So basically, Trishara is an engineer, and she's always wanted to be an environmental engineer, and she got fired from her last job because she was kind of dating this guy that she worked with, and then he like sent revenge porn and is literally like, let's blow him up, simply. But he kind of blackballed her for environmental sciences and stuff, so she got this other job working for this other company. that's kind of in the Stone Ages when it comes to inclusion of people of color and women, and especially women of color. And so Trishara works for this company, and they're doing some sort of like company retreat situation in Maui. And her boss is basically talking about, there's two people who are gonna go. One of them is his son Rafe, and then the other one is Trishara. And she's like, oh, so like, why are you sending me? Because you've literally passed me up for every possible opportunity there is to give it to a straight white man. And he's like, yeah, we're trying to like change our image. So she's like super annoyed that they're basically using her as like the token woman on the trip. And so she starts making all these demands, and I live, laugh, love it. She's like, I want new luggage. She goes to the store and buys herself Louis Vuitton luggage on the company's card. She wants first class seats, and she wants a suite. They give her everything she wants. However, the suite is shared with her and Rafe, and they don't really super get along, so she's not thrilled about that. They've had kind of a flirtationship, but he has this evil girlfriend named Hannah. I don't like that, because I'm Hannah, but she's a bitch and we don't like her, and so she thinks that he's like in a relationship. So that's kind of where we're at. I will admit, I did listen to like the last 10 minutes of this audiobook already when I was in the car with my friend Andrea. She was like, are you planning on reading this? And I'm like, no, I don't really care. Like, I don't really think so. I don't really remember what happened. I just remember her saying that Hannah's a bitch. So I knew that much going in. But yeah. I don't really know how much I'm gonna listen to or read today of this book. Probably not much. I think I'm gonna actually try to read my book on my Kindle today, because due to the mail, my work has been delayed. But I have like a couple of filming things I need to do for my other channel, and I need to do a shit ton of editing because I am going out of town next week. So that's the plan. Okay guys, we have finished Not Safe for Work by Nisha. It's like not returning. I don't really, or finally it did. By Nisha. I think is her name, right? Nish J Tuli. It was super freaking cute. I already explained to you kind of like what goes on, but I really, it was super cute, like workplace, rivals to lovers, romance, and it dealt, like, it was a very fuck the patriarchy book, which honestly, 10 out of 10 vibes. Super live, laugh, loving that. And I highly recommend. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It just didn't give me 5-star feels, you know what I mean? I feel like 5 stars is a feeling, as they say. And I just didn't get that feeling, so it's gonna be a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. The cover is so cute. And yeah, so let's see if there's anything that interests me under Skip the Line today. It says that there's 8 audiobooks. Bill Clinton and James Patterson wrote a book together. No thank you. Home of the American Circus. I have that book. It was one of my book of the month books, so that's up there. Nonfiction, The Raven Scholar sounds horrible. Carrie Soto is back. I'm interested in it, but I don't own it, so I think I should go with the book that I own. Stoner by John Williams. No idea what that's about. Third in the series, Brandon Sanderson and The Lightning Thief. Yeah, we're definitely going with Home of the American Circus by Allison Larkin. I do own it, so that'll be awesome. It'll get it off my TBR. I'm not listening to it next because I do have some things that are due sooner. So we're gonna listen to something else and then I will check in with you guys. Okay guys, we are tackling our last Skip the Line book, and this one I actually have physically. The point of this video was I was going to only pick books that I have on my physical TBR, and no. But I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm filming this in July. I don't think that this video is probably going to go out until September, if I'm being really honest with you. But if you look back at my July wrap-up video, you will see that I read primarily romances, because July has been, I would say, this past month has been, I've been in like the top 3 worst places mentally in my entire life. And with that, I can't really handle many things. And so fluffy little romances have been what's really working for me, which is completely fine. You gotta do what's best for you, and you gotta meet yourself where you're at. But I am getting they are starting to feel a little bit repetitive. So this is a fiction book, a literary fiction book. I don't know anybody who's read it. I picked it from Book of the Month because I thought the cover was cool. I liked it. The bookmark says it's been pages since we've met, and I'm excited for like a change of pace. It's about 400 pages. I think the audiobook's 11 hours. I listen to audio at 3 times speed. It may be a little bit less because this is not a silly little romance, but we will see. I do plan on finishing this today. It's only noon and I have a full work day ahead of me. We have minimum 9 more hours of work, so we will for sure be finishing this up today. But I am feeling like I have had an incredibly good week so far. It's only Thursday, but this week has been really like reinvigorating, good for the soul type of week, and I think that this book is coming at a perfect time, and I'm excited to jump into it. Okay guys, we have finished Home of the American Circus. We finished this video. This is the only book I have to hold up because I don't own the other 2, but I ended up giving this 4 stars. So every single book that I got from Libby, Skip the Line, was a 4-star, which I think is incredible. What is this book about? So in this book, we have our main character, Freya, and she came from a really kind of like rocky life. She grew up, her mom had her sister, I forget her sister's name. I think they called her Stina. Her name's like Augustina, but she doesn't like her full name, so they called her Stina. So her mom had her sister when she was quite young, and then she got together with our main character Freya's dad, and they had Freya, but like the mom never really liked Freya, and like definitely and neither did her sister, and they definitely treated her like she was not as good as them. She was not like Italian enough or some nonsense, but so they had this very strained relationship, and some certain things happened that I don't want to spoil that basically drove her away, and she left. However, her sister had a daughter named Aubrey who she was really close to, and that was the hardest part about her leaving home, was not being there for Aubrey. So years later, her parents have died in a car accident, and she inherits the house. So she goes back there and finds out that Aubrey is having kind of like a tumultuous relationship with her mother, so Freya's sister, and she's been kind of squatting in the house, and it's really about Freya like and her niece rebuilding their relationship together and making up for lost time, finding out why she left and what led them to these decisions, while also Freya is learning about herself and her love life and different relationships she's had, and rekindling with people from her childhood that she's lost touch with. And it was just a very like good story. Like I said, this is fiction, and I think that is like, it's just a good story, you know what I mean? So we had 4 stars for this, and then for both of our romances in this video, 4 stars. We live, laugh, love it. And that is everything for this video. If you guys liked this, let me know down below, and we'll definitely do it again. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!